Assalamu alaikum. I'm going to show you a little bit of a glimpse into this dress, which is designed by Floral. I did a review of this a couple of months ago, and I finally got around to stitching this. Now there's going to be a few changes, obviously alterations, to make it to the size that we require. At the moment, this suit is a fairly long frock, obviously stitched to a size of a model. The girl that I'm sewing this for I have just seen her in pictures. She is almost like a model, but anyway, obviously she's not exactly the same, so we're gonna have to do a few alterations. Now this was all in one piece, and I've opened it up from the side seams, also from the waist seams, taken off the sleeves and taken off part of this lace thing that was attached on the front panels. Now we're also going to close this off. Now the length of this in its current state was it's actually 56 inches, so we don't need to take any off the length. It's more or less the 140 centimeters is what I want this at. So 140 centimeters is 56 inches. So basically the length size is fine. Now if you're going to, I'm just going to advise you, if you're going to make this into a shorter dress, if your size is not 140 in length, 140 centimeters or 56 inches, then the place where to alter this is on the waistline, because obviously the borders and everything are attached underneath and we don't want to be messing around with them. Now in order to do that, you're going to have to open up this seam and then tighten up the panels. Cut this down and then slightly tighten up the panels. Even as this, we're going to have to tighten the panels. Now what I've done is I've taken the measurements for the customer, and basically we're going to replace with our own. So we're going to do like a rough sketch and then put in our own measurements. So altering this around, we need shoulder of 15 inches. The waist length from the top of the shoulder to the waistline for my customer is 20 inches, which I feel maybe just a little bit long, but then maybe not. So that's 20 inches. The waist is 30 inches, so we need that as 15 inches, and then the bust is needed 20, and then on the hip we need this 22. So the basic measurements I've done: the length of the waistline itself, the bust line, and the waist hip line. So basically what we have here is this is 12 inches, so 12 and 12, this is 24 inches. So we don't really need anything major with the front, but the back is very wide and we're going to have to alter that. Now the point of taking this off was that we're going to attach that back on, and then this is going to get attached around the neckline, so to the shape that we're going to cut this. So first of all, now I've got a bit of a discrepancy with the sleeve here. One sleeve is longer than the other. We want full sleeves, so what I'm going to do is the fullest that we can get them, which is around about 22 inches, which is fine. So I'm going to cut this out in the shape of the sleeve. It's weird because they've done these sleeves and one is considerably longer than the other. So we're going to slightly just tighten this up and re-stitch it back up. I'm not going to mess around. There's overlocking done on this, so I'm not really going to mess around with doing anything else with this. Now the top bodice, which is this, I'll cut the one and then place that on top of the other. So half of the shoulder, the total shoulder was 15, so we're going to basically cut now. This has been left out of the beading because this is where it's going to get the fitting pleatings, and we're going to do a slight bit of pleating on both of these just to fit this out.
Can I go now? Who am I doing?
Not in a few seconds, she's not, no. You've just been, she wasn't awake.
Her brother might have.
Naya, they didn't open the door, so they don't want you to come to their house this early in the morning.
They do want me to come, but they're not. But they're still asleep. Where does this become? There. To get some sellotape and just attach it onto there. Oh my gosh, this is a big dip it up, dip it. Whose address is this?
Oh, it's for a customer.
Scissors.
No, not scissors. Chalk.
I gave you an yarn. I gave you an yarn.
So it's got this back piece is very wide. So what we're going to do is we're going to just slightly separate this, take the overlocking away, and then tighten.
Assalamualaikum. Kalau cukup mungkin.